Hello.
You're always so exhausted.
It's mostly just lately. Like work's really been taking it out of me. Like I don't even know. Like
Well, I guess we'll get into it.
yeah. I mean
Welcome to the seventh episode of
yeah.
Rated R for Relatives. Relate to this rant.
Yeah.
It's your turn to go first this week.
Yep. Because like here's the thing. Like work is work. I want to make sure I emphatically point that out. Whenever I complain even a little bit to
Hmm.
anyone about work, I want to ensure that they know I am very much work is work. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna suck a little bit,
Hmm.
whatever. Like that's that. Everyone's got issues. Like I know there's no like,
There's no way around it. Like
exactly,
everybody, like there's certain jobs, like
right,
we're grateful to have a job, especially right now. And
exactly,
I do love my job. I love the people that I work with, but
exactly,
sometimes I'm just like, oh my God.
exactly. It just gets very frustrating because like obviously I deal with a lot of different kinds of people, being as that like I'm a sales representative. We have to deal with a lot of people, especially when it comes to meeting. I don't know. Sometimes these people can just be so frustrating that I can't do my job. Like like not even a single bit. I'll be meeting so many people a day, and then I barely even get really a meaningful conversation out of like half of them, like at all. If
Yeah.
if that, like there will be some just days that are like that. So it will be days like that where it's like I can feel myself like really pushing like to keep up my energy. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because that, despite what some people might like think, that doesn't like come like naturally. Like really, like
Hmm.
it's a lot of that. I am like sitting there consciously saying to myself, like, I have to be positive right now. Like, I have to be
Yeah.
smiling. I have to like do something, like, you know what I mean? And that's like, I choose to do that, obviously, whether that be in my work or in my day to day life. But point is that can be exhausting.
For sure. And then there's
Like,
me, like I openly crash out. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like you try to keep a positive, attitude. For me, I'm like I'm pissed off and everybody's going to know about
well,
it.
see, and that's the thing is I walk a very fine line because the day that I do get pushed over the edge or like
Mhm.
whatever, or that I know I'm just like not having it, I will straight up tell people, I'm like, leave me alone. I Please just don't. I cannot I cannot communicate right now. Apparently I have made about $250,000 for the company in like the 6 months that I've been there.
Wow,
So
clap.
that's,
We
yeah.
don't have a soundboard.
It's not bad. So there's parts of my job, obviously, like I know I'm doing decently well. Hell, we're going on a work trip for some of us, like
Mhm.
really good performers that are doing well. So obviously they're taking a few of us up there, which I'm included in that. So that's
That's
nice.
great. That
That's
should be fun.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
When?
On this next week on like Thursday. So I'll be gone for like 4 days. But
So we're not going to get an episode in next week?
oh yeah, yeah, because they're gonna have us out on Sunday. Yeah, I
Well,
won't be here.
here's the announcement. You guys are not going to get an
Episode
episode.
next week. Yeah, you
So
guys
sorry.
know. And as of just more or less as of recently, I've just kind of more or less started considering again getting slowly dipping my feet back into the dating pool.
Oh,
But
Marcus, we were so close. If you guys don't know, Marcus is, if I can describe how Marcus is when it comes to dating and
Probably.
relationships, it's very much Ted Mosby and How I Met Your Mother esque. Like, that is literally Marcus. If
Very
you,
hopeful. Sorry for those who don't know too. I mean, yesterday was Valentine's Day,
oh my gosh.
but
But
which, and as stupid as that is, that's not why I'm like sad entirely. Doing that whole new relationship thing for a second, it's weird. I learned that I, like I said, because I didn't know what I wanted, and I can't truly I can't give myself to anyone really in that way. I can't. Not for at least a little while, like you're saying,
mhm.
because and I guess I am getting a little emotional for it, but I'm trying not to be a little overly emotional. But when someone brings out all of that in you,
Mhm.
and you feel it. Like, I was explaining this to my friend's roommate the other day
Mhm.
about the difference between learning to love someone, which I hate that term,
Mhm.
versus having true connection with someone.
Mhm.
Because once someone brings these things out of you, as again dumb and corny as it sounds, this like light out of you,
Mhm.
and then now that they're gone, you feel like that's gone, and you're just continuously grasping at it because you feel like it was something that they gave you, which
Mhm.
isn't entirely true.
Mhm.
It was just something that they brought out in you. But that's the point. Is I have yet to look another person in the eye where I can even get a glimpse of someone being able to do that again. Because it's not about me changing or whatever, or me being a different person because I'm with somebody. It's not about that.
Mhm.
It's about the fact that someone was so amazing and just beautiful essence of a person to me
Mhm.
that they brought that out. Hearing, you know what I mean? So my point to all of this is find someone who makes you feel like you can be the best without them even having to say it, without them even wanting it out of you. Because if you go into anything trying to change someone, you're already doing it wrong.
Mhm.
But you go into something and then they make you want to change. Now that's something you have to hold on to. And obviously hopefully change in the good ways. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Not sacrifice what your actual being is, but
Mhm.
feel like no, these are things that would change me for the better. So with that, obviously, to that point of I don't want to actually like commit to dating, like actually dating a person, but as far as dipping my feet back into being open to experiencing new people and hopefully finding another great connection like that somewhere, that is what I am more hopeful towards. So with that, that is my rant of be hopeful.
Mhm.
Try to look at everything, even the sad parts that they are going to hurt.
Mhm.
Sometimes it sucks to hold up the mirror, but you have to. If you're ever going to get any growth out of yourself or your life or your relationships,
Mhm.
you have to. So, to anyone out there who also might have spent a Valentine's alone, who even worse, arguably, spent Valentine's missing someone, you're going to be just fine.
Okay.
But yeah,
My
yeah,
turn. Jose and I obviously spent yesterday together because it was
right,
Valentine's,
of course.
and sorry to like counteract everything that you were talking about. I mean, here's the thing: we've been together for 4 years. I used to make a big deal about Valentine's, and I used to want like these big bouquets of flowers. I want all the chocolates. Like maybe it is a little bit of a rant. Like social media has really ruined the way that we view love, I want to say.
I think it's obscured it, definitely.
Because here's the thing, my boyfriend's not really good at the romantic things. And I'm not it's not to like knock my boyfriend at all. Like he did
Oh
get
yeah,
me
just some people just aren't.
right, like he did get me flowers. Of course, I have like two vases, kind of. Like
That's a water bottle.
I know. I had to get like like a big I had to get like a huge water bottle to like put the other flowers in because I don't have vases. Sorry guys. If you want to send me a vase.
If you want to send me a vase.
But cuz the bouquet was so big. Um and he got me chocolates, like it's something so simple. And over the course of us being together, like we really like Valentine's and certain holidays too are just very simple. Like our anniversary, like let's go out to dinner and here's some flowers. Let's spend the rest of the night at home, and that's okay with me. But my thing is when I, like, am scrolling on my phone and I'm seeing other women get these, like, huge bouquet of flowers sent to them,
Their
like, to
husband's cheating,
Right,
but
more Do you get what I mean, though? Like, they're getting flowers sent to them,
well, yeah.
they're getting treats sent to them, like, all these other things, and sometimes I'm like, "Oh, like, I kinda want that," but I'm just grateful to be in the relationship that I'm in. Because again, Jose's not really good at the romantic gesture of it all,
Right.
and that's not something that is a deal breaker for me because I feel like those things can be taught. Like those things, like I can suddenly be like, well, I kind of I like that stuff. Like I like romantic things, and I'm a very hopeless romantic type of girl. Like I love the holding a boombox outside of my window type of I'm not a materialistic too either when it comes to things, not to like try to be different. But I don't care for being gifted jewelry and stuff. I personally buy my own things like that. I personally like sentimental stuff. I love a handwritten note, a handwritten card, like anything like that. Like make a playlist for me of songs that remind you of me or things like that. That's the type of romance that I'm into and that I love. And Jose like does meet some of those things every now and again. There's these things where I'm looking at these videos of girls like getting these grand gestures and I'm like, "Oh, cute." And I go to the comments as one does and it's like, "Oh, well, you know what my husband got me this morning? Um nothing." Or you know what I mean? Like or like they try to like or not just that, but they try to bring something negative to this like, "Oh, don't worry, he's going to cheat on you in a year," or
My bad.
but do you get what I'm saying? Like that's kind of not okay
Right,
at
no, yeah,
all.
right.
I mean,
Well, especially to do it in someone's space like that. Like, when
exactly.
you're putting it in the comment section, like, get a life. Like, what are
Yeah,
you, like.
your projection is showing, your
Yeah, no.
jealousy is showing. I think it's just one of those, I don't like the comparison that's on the
Yeah,
internet right
no,
now.
that should be a
I think
given.
yeah, I think it's just something that we should also go touch grass about. Because again, like I could sit here and tell Jose, like, why didn't you give me a mariachi band? Why didn't you give me like, why don't I have rose petals leading up to the bedroom? Like, why don't I have like candles lit? And everybody's relationship is different. What people want out of like some girls want the materialistic, like I want jewelry out for me, which is not that's not a bad thing at all. But that is something that
Well,
it's kind of goes to what well, it kind of goes to what you said. I think it was a couple episodes ago, this fifth episode, where your point was don't ask something out of me when you know I'm not that person.
yeah,
Like, don't change that
yeah.
because you're not the type to like give a girl like stacks of Cartier bracelets or do you
Yeah.
get what I'm
Well, I
saying? Or
mean,
like,
like, well, I can't afford stacks of Cartier, but
well,
like, even then,
that's
right?
the thing,
Like,
right?
I'm not right. Exactly. Like, I'm not gonna like I'm gonna be like, a. You shouldn't. Not everyone like
Can
not everyone
afford
right. Not
that
everyone can
stuff,
afford. And
right?
B, if I can, like, I am gonna. Maybe I'll give you like a bracelet or
Mm-hmm.
something. It's not gonna be my sole gift for me to be like, this is my value to you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Or at the very least, that's not a precedent to set. So
Right.
don't do that. Like, I wouldn't do that within like the first year. Like something
Mm-hmm.
that's like that, like expensive or like
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Maybe earrings, sure,
Mm-hmm.
right? But like diamond bracelet or like tennis bracelet, whatever, things like that. Like I'm waiting a little bit of a year so like you can see my real value, that I am
Right.
the sentimental value that I am bringing to
Mm-hmm.
you, and then I can shower you with a few of these like monetary materialistic
Right.
gifts, so it's like, yeah, this is my physical representation of it. You already seen
Right.
my proven action, like
Yeah.
representation of love for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is my gift giving, like, love for you,
And
like, you know
also
what I
too,
mean?
like for Jose, like because he used to give me jewelry, like sentimental jewelry pieces, like stuff with his name on it or his initial on it
Right,
or
see? Right,
things like that.
right.
And here's the thing too, I don't want to say I'm not good at taking care of my jewelry, but I'm not. Because truthfully, I want something that I can just wear on my neck and not worry about it. But that's not the reality of having jewelry. Yeah, like you have to
It's the reality
clean
of
it.
mine.
No, but right, but you have to clean it often. You have to make sure it doesn't get tangled and hang it up nicely. Like for
Like,
me, I like to purchase it on my own because if it does get damaged in any way, I don't feel as bad about it.
right, no, that's
Versus when someone gifts me it. That's why a lot of people have gifted me jewelry. Like one of our distant cousins gifted me a Tiffany necklace for my graduation party. I have not worn that once
really
because I
a
don't
Tiffany
a
necklace.
Tiffany necklace and I don't want to damage it. And it sucks because people who gift jewelry want to see you wearing what they bought you. But I will absolutely destroy it. I will be like, I don't know. I'm the type of person who will quite literally crawl in dirt in a Tiffany necklace and I do and will not care about it. And same thing with goes for like handbags or clothes. Like I love to buy myself my
My
own
biggest
stuff.
thing too with that kind of thing, shoes.
Oh
Shoes
yeah.
especially. Please, like, if you're I don't get me wrong, I love because like shoes are expensive. And so like if someone gives them to me, I'm very grateful, obviously, because
Yeah.
like they're expensive and I don't
Mhm.
like having to not buy that,
Yeah, but
obviously. But
you
then when
will run through the mud in like
I
custom
especially me
J's.
especially too, because I'm sorry, I'm not that dude that's like, oh my god, don't let me
Crease
crease
my
my
shoe.
J's. Like,
But and that's the thing too, like Jose, for example, I will gift Jose shoes
right,
because I know Jose is going to take care of them.
right,
And he is going to relatively keep them clean
right,
and
exactly.
at the very least, like, because I don't care if he creases his shit. I don't
Right,
care. Like,
yeah, right,
crease them, whatever.
right.
Shoes are meant to be
Worn,
worn.
right,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? So, and same thing with clothes. Clothes are meant to be worn. I don't care for like, and I'm not trying to be different. If you care about designer stuff or any of those materialistic things, good on you, babe.
Oh,
Personally,
good on you if you can afford it.
but my thing is don't judge other women or say, "Oh, that's bare minimum." My husband got me like tennis bracelets from whatever, or like my husband got me like 10 Gucci bags, or like I don't care about that shit. I don't,
Right?
because that's the whole point of this. Don't try to shit on other women for not wanting those things.
No, yeah.
And don't shit on other men for not providing those things to other women. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because again, you don't know what the standards are in other relationships.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like that's a handwritten note might be bare minimum to some other women, but
Means the
it
world.
means the world to a lot of other women. Does that make sense? And
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want to turn this into like shitting on women. I love women. I'm such a woman activist. I would hate for other people to steer what I'm saying in that direction of women having standards and that's but that's the thing, your standards are different. So many women have different standards and again, like I said, my boyfriend giving me my favorite flowers is all I can ask for. And I'm happy with that.
Right.
I don't care to come home with a custom Dior bag. I want to buy my own Dior bag
Right.
actually. I would love to buy my own, like again, I love buying my own stuff when it comes to that. I don't care for other people to buy it for me.
right.
And that truthfully goes with anybody. Like mom has bought me so many purses, or not so many, but mom has gifted me a few purses that I haven't even touched because again, I don't want to ruin them. Like
Right.
I can't. And it's weird because I did grow up around that stuff. Like I grew up around like Nana. She has a big collection of shoes
Closet's
and
huge.
like clothes and bags and but that's the thing, Nana's never cared. She bought all of her stuff from like Ross or Marshalls or
Right?
Burlington. She never went to like directly into a Balenciaga store and bought stuff. You
And
know what I
honest to
mean?
God, she could have.
And
Like,
she really could have. We grew up around the privilege of being financially stable and being able to afford nice things and to be able to go on these trips. And, but that's not something that I'm going to expect out of a man or like anybody who's in a relationship with me. I'm not going to expect that out of friends. I'm not going to
I
expect
think that's
that.
probably why. Because you think about it, they were mostly focused on gifting us. I mean, granted, don't get me wrong, they gifted us a lot of things,
Right.
of
Yeah.
course, but like they really made a thing of like experiences.
Yes,
And I think that's
exactly.
like why when when you get taken out to even a dinner or like
Mhm.
when you're going on like
Yeah.
mini golf or tuner, like to me, spending that time,
Mhm.
that is the best gift you could ever give me.
Exactly.
Like,
And I think that's plays into a lot of how we were raised. That's how we were shown love is giving these experiences. Like
Like a
Nanas and
right?
Willow and our mom, like our family in general, took us to Disneyland when we were children. We literally were Disney kids. Like we grew up going to Disneyland pretty often. We've been to Hawaii. We've been to so many other destinations that are so, and again, we have those memories with them.
Right.
And that's what is more special to me. And you're right. My love language is having those experiences
Right,
and
quality time, yeah.
quality time, exactly.
Right.
And my boyfriend gives that to me. Hate the standard of like you're not doing enough or you're settling because my boyfriend doesn't shed out $5,000
Yeah,
on
right?
Valentine's
Like,
Day
what
for
the
me.
hell?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel loved in different ways, and
Yeah.
that's okay with me. So that's, I guess that's my that's my rant. I didn't have one,
Yeah.
but I found one. um just stop comparing your relationship to others. Let's
Yeah.
move on.
It's my turn
It's your
again
turn for
for
Forced Cinema.
yeah, forced cinema, and today's movie or this week's movie was Anyone But You.
Yes, I assigned Marcus Anyone But You, and again, it's a newer chick
This is
flick.
the newest one that you've given me so far,
Yeah,
actually. Like
it is a
the new like it is the most current one that you have given me so
yes,
far.
and I'm sure people are gonna be like, "Wow, that's on your favorite chick flicks of all time." It actually is, and we'll
Yeah.
talk about why.
Yeah, which and I can honestly see why. And starting off this review by obviously saying I have seen this one before. Actually,
Mhm.
funny enough, I think this is the first week we actually happened to coincide on this where we gave each other movies that we had both seen before.
Yeah, yeah,
So this is pretty funny on that. And with all that, I will say its performances all around great in my opinion. I love the acting in this entire movie. Everyone like did deliver a great performance. We see the characters start off pretty strongly, obviously with the coffee shop scene and them meeting each other. It's a lot of introduction very fast, but it's
yeah.
done actually surprisingly smoothly, in my opinion. Like it's
Mhm,
done in a neat way. And it's funny because this is another one of a rom com where I would say it's not a traditional love story, honestly, because
mhm.
we see them meet. Obviously, they have this great night together. They talk. He opens up to her, and what we find out later is something he doesn't tell anyone else. And his friends even like talking about this, but of course, he thinks that she snuck out and
Right.
she left. And that I can speak as any guy who if you are starting to, especially with a male ego, someone like that, yeah, you're gonna be like, yeah, man, couldn't get her out of here fast enough, whatever. And obviously, we see she overhears this, and
Mhm.
that's where we get the next flash forward of
Yeah.
his best friend and her sister starting to date, and then
Yeah.
they see each other again at this club, and
Mhm.
it's this tense scene because they're basically sniping at each other during like a good part of it and like literally going back and forth of
Mhm.
like how much of a shitty person each other are based off that one night, which I
Yeah.
think is really funny because obviously we see them doing this and it's like you had this great time together. You guys are just mad
Like
that
it's just
like
like a
exactly.
misunderstanding.
It's this huge misunderstanding for the longest time, right?
Mhm.
Even going up, even further up to when they decide to, for the sacrifice of their friends getting married. I found this movie to be really funny, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. And I especially mentioned that at this moment because of the airplane scene where she's like coming back from the bathroom and she's
Uh-huh.
like, I think it's
Trying
so
to
funny.
take the cookie
Yeah,
and
she just takes the cookie, or
yeah.
she's trying to, and she gets stuck, and it's like that whole little debacle of a scene is
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
It's and
The
it's
comedic
even
timing in this movie is, I have to say, really great, and that's why it's on this list because I have to say a lot of newer chick flicks that are out right now, well, I don't wanna say right now, but have been released in the past, I wanna say
you
decade.
don't find them to be as enjoyable,
Yeah, you really don't because the comedic timing can lack and the storyline falls flat, and
right?
there's not a lot of there's not a lot of chemistry that you can see between the two
Right.
actors,
There's
and
no
I feel like
stakes,
yeah,
even
I
like
feel like this one you see a lot of chemistry.
oh yeah, big time, and which it was even kind of talked about as a bit of a Hollywood scandal, a bit,
Yeah, it was a little bit controversial.
but that aside, in of itself, on screen,
It
is
was
made
great.
for an amazing movie,
Yeah, it
and
did.
it's not a will they won't they at first.
No, it's
It
not.
it is a these two people. It is a like these
It's like
unlikely.
a enemies to lovers.
Yes.
Strangers, enemies to lovers. I like enemies to
Hell, it's
lovers.
strangers, lovers,
Enemies
enemies,
to lovers,
lovers. Yeah,
yeah.
like
It I like a aside from a will they won't they trope. I love enemies to lovers.
right, because like they are because again, this is all based off this misunderstanding, even,
Mhm.
and that
Mhm.
so they are thinking that they hate each other. Really, when you look at it, when you look at the movie, they're thinking that they dislike each other, and there's all these things that they don't like about each other, and they think that they're making this sacrifice to pretend that they're together for the sake of the wedding and make
Right.
everyone else happy around
Mhm.
them, which in and of itself, really funny idea, to be honest with you. Like, you know what I mean?
I think it's unique. This movie isn't unique in a way. I mean, I personally I don't think I've seen a movie like this
No.
where the family is actively trying to get them together because
Right.
you when there is an enemies to lovers trope, it's this tension. Do you know what I mean? That we the audience are seeing and it's like just kiss already. Like,
Right.
you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like you guys just love each other.
Right.
And
Exactly.
but it's funny because we as the audience are seeing that. And not only that, but the family in this movie is also seeing that and has that same energy.
Obviously, later, him and Sydney Sweeney's character end up, talking to each other, and the reason that they want to, concede to this family's idea of them being together is to for him to sort of get back with his ex because
Mhm.
that's what he believes he wants,
Mhm.
and for her to get her parents off her back about her ex.
Mhm.
So, kill two birds with one stone. That's what they think that they're doing.
Right.
They go on with that idea, and then obviously they kind of get a little lost in the sauce of it
Yeah.
because
Oh my
we
gosh, sorry to cut you off, but
no.
I think my favorite tidbit in this is because you just said like the two exes of both of Sydney Sweeney's and Glenn Powell's character do get lost in the sauce, but I feel like Sydney Sweeney's ex in this movie gets even more lost in the
So
sauce.
we actually barely even see him
Yeah.
in the last little part of the movie. As a matter of fact, during that entire little confrontation, like remember,
Mhm.
like on the deck with the cake and
Yes.
he's not even there. I don't
Right.
even think. Like I don't
Right.
remember him in that scene at all. Actually, no,
Yeah.
he is in that scene. He just goes at the last minute to chase after B, like
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney's character.
Mhm.
That's the only line he has during that
And
entire
that is like so
thing.
it's actually kind of funny to me because it's like who cares about them?
Well, it's honestly really funny because it's if you the way I found it is it was really natural because he was brought in by her parents
Yes.
very unnaturally, very
Right.
weirdly. So yeah, he's being phased into the background as this awkward character because that's what he
Because
is.
imagine
Like
though, imagine, just imagine this being a real life scenario.
right? I
You
that entire time
like you
I was
being
thinking
brought
about
in,
that.
yeah, like you being brought in by the parents.
Like, because even he says he's like they told me you knew, and he's like, well, this does make it very like right when he gets there, even he's like, this does make it awkward.
Which
Like,
to me, I almost want to ask like if I knew this character in real life and he was telling me the story from his point of view, why didn't you leave?
right? Why? I would have
I would
dipped
have dipped.
so
Yeah, I
quickly.
would have been like,
So,
all
but like, I
right.
guess it's because like he grew up with the family, and like
Yeah,
that's the whole
and see, and
thing.
that's the whole thing too with like parents are so weird about their children's exes.
Well, right. Even the stepfather of one
Mhm.
of the brides
Yes.
says to the parents like, well, there's your problem there, mate. B probably doesn't want to shag a brother. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Your
That's
Australian
that's
accent.
literally what he says. Like,
Yeah, it's just exactly because it's just so it's a weird thing too in some of these romantic comedies that I'm also seeing. Like there's this trope with like the parents obsessed with like the their daughters or their sons, like childhood like boyfriend or
right,
girlfriend,
like
and they want them to end up getting married to each other. And it's like that's just so weird that you're pushing
right.
that, you
Like she
know?
even the character even says like my Black Hawk helicopter parents like are
Yeah.
like freaking trying to get me and my ex back together. It's horrible to do
It's
that kind of a thing.
really weird. Yeah.
But it's played very well in the
It
movie.
is.
Like I said, because even with him being in a weird background, it's fitting because he is there awkwardly. Like
Yeah.
it's so there's on the boat, he's even dancing with the parents.
Yeah,
Wow.
see, and that's, like, so weird. Imagine just literally imagine you're in
I
this
was
scenario, like
cackling just at the background of him dancing with the parents. Like it's I mean, there was great, like, chemistry like that all around in the movie, and
Mhm.
especially when we see them start to make that decision of, like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this." We start to see that chemistry form with them, and
Right.
like I said, on the boat, they're still, like, trying to fake it, obviously, and then she falls off, and he dives in for her, and
Yeah.
there's, like, this funny thing, which I think it's funny earlier when he's like getting all tired with swimming, and he's like, I just don't do cardio. And she's just like, oh my god, you're hot girl fit.
I
Like,
know.
he's like, I am not hot girl, and he's like basically fussing in the water. Like, it's so fun. It's a really funny
It
movie,
really is. The
honestly.
dialogue is funny, the banter is funny, like,
Like,
the screenplay, the script is just
it is. It's
hilarious.
great,
It's
but
great.
yeah, and then obviously they jump off, and then they get rescued by the dog because obviously they're in the water and whatever, and
Which, mind
any of that.
you, sorry, the entire time I was watching this, I'm like, if this was a real life scenario for me, I'd be terrified I was gonna get eaten by some Australian shark.
No, yeah, that's literally that's like what he was saying too, or that's
Uh-huh.
what they were both saying. She's like, "Oh my god, we're gonna get eaten by sharks!"
Me,
Like,
like, that was I've never felt so seen.
like,
I don't care about
like,
drowning.
like,
Drowning's the least of my problems. I
I
don't
think,
care about freezing to death, that is the
right?
least of my problems.
Cause she first says we're gonna freeze to death, and he goes, "It's 90 degrees," and she goes, "We're gonna get eaten by sharks," and he stays silent, and she goes, "We're gonna get eaten by sharks." Like, she like has
Yeah.
a second freak out. It's really funny. And in any case, they get rescued, and
Uh-huh.
then that's when we get them like really start to actually have their chemistry again, and they,
Yes.
have that very intimate scene, of course. But then she says that one little line to him of, I think it's like, I feel like I'm always making mistakes,
Mhm.
which, what a thing to say after you've just slept with someone
Yeah,
again.
uh-huh.
Because yeah, I don't blame him for like
Yeah,
for
for feeling
leaving,
some
and
way,
yeah,
yeah.
and like leaving and feeling like that, oh, like
So
she's
this was
gonna
a
regret,
mistake
yeah,
then.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then that becomes this like big misunderstanding again, of
Yeah.
course. And um he tells his friend about the law school thing, and that's how her parents find out. We get that
Mhm.
whole big confrontation in the movie,
Yeah.
and
Which,
it's
sorry, I keep cutting you off,
no,
but,
you're
like,
good.
the whole thing about parents being obsessed with their children, like, changing career paths, like, I get it. We're not parents,
Rich parents, especially,
but
it
rich
seems
parents
like,
especially, because you can fund your child to do literally anything they
right?
want.
They can be an artist and probably be successful since
As
you're
l
rich,
exactly,
like,
as long as they're passionate about something,
right?
does
Like,
it really
hell,
matter?
we get all that, and obviously he has this like, you can kind of see him like really being like, well, like, I'm sorry. Like, like,
Mhm.
I really like Glenn Powell's acting in this, genuinely, because
Yeah.
it's a very, like, that's how I would have been in that kind of moment. Like, I'm sorry, but like this also, like, this isn't my fault. Like,
You're
you know
like,
what I
"This
mean?
has nothing to do with
Like, oh,
me."
like, but like, and he even makes a good point. Like, they were gonna find out anyway, and she does tell him like, but that wasn't for you to tell. But again, I didn't do it. Like, like, I would, like,
Right.
for him, like, I could see of like his point. I didn't do it, but in any case, it does become this big thing. The cake gets knocked over. People think the wedding's ruined, which which I know I'm just a dude, but like, it's a cake. Like,
Well,
it
here's the thing
was a
that you
beautiful
no,
cake. Don't get me wrong.
that's the thing.
Like,
Here's the thing that you don't know
and
too
it's
about, like,
expensive. I
yeah,
get it,
cakes are expensive. They take
because it's
time, and
also a piece of art that
it
is being
truly
displayed in
is,
the
and
wedding.
you're
Like, I
gonna
get it,
eat it.
and you're gonna eat it. This movie doesn't become overly predictable when you watch it at all.
Yes.
There's not a point where I'm sitting there like, I feel like I know what's gonna happen. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
There wasn't really a point there that I felt that. There
Mhm.
was like a lot where I'm like sitting like, oh yeah, like, what is gonna be like this next little fun event that we're gonna see? It was a movie that I watched that made me truly feel like, you know what, this is a nice like love story that honestly isn't that couldn't be that far from happening to
Yeah,
someone. Like, you know what I
exactly.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
this is a very, like, it was a fun movie to watch.
Mhm.
It had great stakes. It had
Mhm.
great things within it. And with that, I honestly give this movie a 4-star review.
4
Yeah. Yeah.
stars.
I give this
Yeah.
movie 4 stars.
Where
Like,
does it rank in the ones that you've watched so far?
I would say this one makes number 5 now. Honestly. Yeah.
Oh.
So this one probably cracks barely cracks top 5,
I was
but
gonna say, so it's
yeah.
like, so to recap, your overall ranking so far is A Lot Like Love, 10 Things I Hate About You, America's Sweethearts, 500 Days of Summer, Anyone But You,
Anyone but you. Yeah.
Another Cinderella Story, and
Right.
27 Dresses.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is
Precisely.
so funny. The fact that 27 Dresses is like absolutely at the
So
bottom.
far, it is staying there. I
It
don't
cracks
see
me up.
it. I don't see it getting higher.
Do
To
you
be
have
honest
any
with you.
facts about this movie?
Didn't look up too many facts. I do remember a few things just about the movie. Like for instance, the scene with the spider.
Oh my god, I have to skip that
It
scene.
actually bit Sydney Sweeney, and yeah, no, the spider actually did bite her. It was a huntsman spider too, and it bit her, and because she had freaked out like too much, and so the spider freaked out and it bit her. At least that's what I can from what I can remember. But they got her medical attention very quickly, and she made obviously very quick recovery. She was fine. Everything was fine.
That is
But
literally my worst nightmare.
yeah.
I can't I'm not even being dramatic. Like
But
I
and
why are we
obviously
using real things?
and a lot of this movie, as we kind of said earlier, was filmed on location in Australia.
Oh
Like
nar.
they
Oh nar.
flew the cat. Yeah.
You will not catch me. I'm sorry if they were like, you gotta film this movie in Australia. Pick a different country. I am not going over there.
Power Rangers have to go to New Zealand all
And listen,
the
like, please let me know if I'm being just ignorant, but I just the Australia of it all quite literally frightens me.
time.
I can't. I know people live there and it's normal.
Which,
No.
watching this movie, I actually thought about you for a couple of seconds because like when they go on that hike, I'm like, Arianna would never. She would, she would never. She's like, nope, staying in the villa. I'm not.
Yeah,
Don't catch me leaving. Like
I'm already not a hike girly, but
add
when we are
Australia,
in
add
Australia,
Australia.
I'm definitely not outside. If we were in a world where I got kidnapped and blindfolded and drugged to go to Australia, I would literally be like this. I would be like this in the villa or wherever we were staying, our Airbnb or hotel, whatever, and I will not move. I hate to be dramatic about that, but I'm being so serious. Like you would not, you cannot catch me in Australia. Like I'm sorry. I really wish it looked fun, but I did not know that she actually got bit by that spider. I would sue.
Yeah, no, she got bit.
No, I would sue because I already wouldn't have wanted that to happen. I'm literally like picturing it a little too much too. If like I were in her position, I would actually pass out.
On top of that, I think that one of the funniest scenes in that entire movie is Glenn Powell entirely declothing himself
Oh yeah.
because he thinks the spider's on him,
Yes.
and he's just butt ass. And then she gives him
Her
her shorts, and they look like underwear on him.
And then she's like in her underwear
She's just
too.
in her underwear,
Not even in like boy shorts or nothing, like in a thong. Like she is ass out for the rest of this hike, and the
like
family is just like, okay.
it's so funny, but yeah, I know, and obviously, another too, like a lot of those, the outtakes were like just were very just naturally filmed with the cast. So like,
Oh, okay.
like they were just bloopers. Like he's like singing to the koala, like you know what I mean,
Oh,
like that,
uh-huh.
like that's like they were just put in there like for like
Oh,
pretty much
that's
shits and
nice.
giggles. But yeah, no, so yeah, that was my review of Anyone But You.
Going into my ranking of this movie,
Oh yeah,
as every episode, my
of course.
favorite chick flicks of all time list, Anyone But You ranks 25 out of 54 movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, just about halfway.
Yeah, it's right in the middle, actually, almost. The reason why it's even on the favorite chick flicks of all time list, especially being a newer movie, mainly because again, like this movie just flowed so naturally. Like
Right?
I could really see this. You could have told me this movie was released in 2007 and I would have believed you.
Right.
It really gave that feeling of old chick flicks.
Right.
And that's what I really loved about it and I enjoyed about it. And when I watched this movie, I was like, we're getting it back. We're getting back the feeling of a true rom-com. But yeah, so let's move on to my turn. The movie you assigned me is one of my favorite movies of all time, Perks of Being a Wallflower.
It's one of mine of all time, let alone one of these like man-coded movies. I love this
I mean, I
movie.
wouldn't say it's man-coded, it is male-centered for
Well, yeah, well
sure.
that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
male-centered movies
Yeah,
of like
and I couldn't I if I wrote down my actual thoughts on how much I love this movie, my notes would have been like pages
it'd be
long.
another Blade Runner episode.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure. I hope we don't stay here talking about Perks of Being a Wallflower for an hour, and I'll try to keep it short. But this movie, you guys, if you have not seen Perks of Being a Wallflower, you are truly missing out. Let me just say, I read the book too. Stephen Chbosky, you will always be famous for this because when I actually read this book, I was the first time I read it, I was actually assigned by my English teacher that I had in California. Shout out Mr. Polish. You and I had little tiffs every now and then, but he was actually a great teacher. He was a very woke teacher too, as well, which is part of the reason why I'm so educated on a lot of stuff because he educated me a lot about literature and the world. And he was just an amazing teacher, honestly. Did he have a stick up his ass every now and then? Yes. But he was a great teacher. He's also the one that got me into watching foreign language films as well. So shout out to Brett Polish. I mean, he was a great teacher. I'm sorry. The book, I don't want to say it's completely different from the movie because this is actually one of my favorite movie adaptations of a book. Because first of all, Stephen Chbosky directed and wrote the movie, which my only complaint, and I am just gonna say my overall ranking, 4.5 stars. The reason why it's not five is because there is so many things in the book that are detrimental to this movie that I honestly believe Stephen Chbosky only didn't include them because of cutting it down to time. This movie should have been 3 hours long, maybe even four. And I am going to talk about a little bit in my fun facts the differences between the book and the movie. But this movie, I can't even put into words how much of a masterpiece this movie is. And when I say it's one of my favorite movies of all time, I'm talking like it's my fifth favorite movie of all time, only because other movies above it are just near and dear to my heart. But if I could have been a part of a movie, I would have wanted to be in this one. And it's actually funny, a little bit of a tidbit. Dylan O'Brien lately has been in the limelight because he's been in so many recent projects.
Right.
But he shared a story in an interview where him and Logan Lerman's who plays Charlie in Perks of Being a
Right.
Wallflower. For those who don't know, Dylan O'Brien is a completely different human being,
Yeah.
but they get mistaken for each other a
Yeah,
lot.
weirdly enough.
And actually, Dylan O'Brien was talking about him and Logan Lerman were hanging out one day and they were at this coffee shop, I believe, and he went to go order, and the person that was taking their order was just so starstruck, so much so that she thought Dylan O'Brien was Logan Lerman. So she was like, "Oh my god, I love you," and Perks of Being a Wallflower, and he goes, "That wasn't me. I wish that was my performance, actually, but he's over here. Actually, do you want me to grab him for you?" And he went to go grab him, and to say hi to the person that was taking their order, and it was just a fun little tidbit that I found while trying to look for the fun
That's
facts.
him, actually. He's right over there.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I think it's so funny too, because like Dylan O'Brien said, I wish that was my performance because Logan Lerman like delivered the best performance I think I've ever seen a male performer do, a male actor. Like I quite literally is beautiful, his performance. And it's crazy because I'm watching this movie and I'm like, that's Percy Jackson. You know what I
Right.
mean? But that's the thing, I don't see him as that. Of course, Logan Lerman is in many other films, but he's widely known for Percy Jackson. Speaking of the cast, too, this is a great cast. Like
Emma Watson.
Emma
Just
Watson is just this was actually her first movie after Harry Potter too.
really. I
Yes.
didn't know
So
that.
yeah, actually Stephen Chbosky chose Emma Watson because of Harry Potter. I forgot which Harry Potter movie it was. I think it was the one released in 2009. I don't know. It was one of those movies and he was like, I want her to be in this movie. And Kate Walsh also being in this movie and also being in 13 Reasons Why too. She's amazing. Nina Dobrev, which Nina Dobrev, she's in Vampire Diaries. I haven't seen Vampire Diaries fully. I've seen bits and pieces, but it's like her range as an actress, like she was great in this
Paul
movie.
Rudd.
Paul Rudd in this movie is incredible too. Like
Ezra Miller before he went
I
crazy.
was gonna say, Ezra Miller being in this movie, he did an amazing job, and it just sucks that he's a weird human being.
Yeah, right?
All in all, stacked cast. It's a beautiful one too. The chemistry in the cast just seemed so great and natural, and this movie's incredible. The soundtrack to this movie is
Oh,
amazing. I ugh, I'm just this movie is literally a masterpiece. I can't say that enough, and I can't wait to show my children this movie.
right? Like,
I'm so excited to be able to like show other people this movie that haven't watched it. If you yourself are like watching this podcast and haven't watched this movie, please go watch it. It's on HBO Max. When I watch this movie too, like Charlie as a character, I just wanna hug him, you know, and also when I was watching the beginning of this movie, what is everyone's problem? You know what I'm saying? I was watching the way he was being treated by upperclassmen, and it's like, what is your problem? Genuinely, what is he doing that is affecting you so badly? Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and oh, the one person that pissed me off the most was that blonde girl that sat next to him in English class.
Oh, yeah.
Calling him the F slur too, which is crazy. Like for what? For having organizers in his binder, you freaking weirdo. Like genuinely, what is she was the least she was the character that I hated the most in this movie. Like and her part in this movie wasn't even that prominent. She didn't get enough screen time. I think she only got 5 minutes of screen time in total. But either way, she pissed me off. The introduction to when he meets Sam and just how infatuated he becomes with her. And I think my favorite scene in the entire movie is the school dance. Sam and Patrick are like living room routine and they start like going into the middle of the dance floor and dancing with each other. And Charlie is just watching Sam. And that's when he, I think, falls in love with her. And that's the tunnel scene. We know it.
Oh,
It's one of the most iconic scenes in cinematic history, so much so that it's used in so many montages of cinema. And the
mhm.
tunnel scene is like crazy. They actually had to use wires because of safety, of
Right.
course. But I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to have my perks of being a wallflower moment and like going through the tunnel and just feeling life with like an amazing song like blaring and just standing and just feeling life. And it's so incredible. This movie is just oh my gosh. I what I would give to watch this movie for the first time again and the feeling. I remember watching it for the first time and just being in love with it.
This movie still makes me cry.
No, oh
Like,
my goch, I cry literally in the first 5 minutes.
no, yeah, no, I cry a lot in this movie. Just like literally that scene, and when Ezra Miller's character is like is telling him of like we're like yeah we're your friends, Charlie. Like hell,
Mhm.
it's still making me
Me
cry
emotionally,
because
yeah.
like he's sitting there of like I didn't think anyone noticed
Yeah, and oh
me,
my god, you're
and
gonna
like
make me cry.
well, cause yeah, no, God damn it, it makes me cry every scene. I'm
Yeah.
crying just thinking about it because it's such this important scene because
Mhm.
it's like no matter who you are,
Mhm.
your people are out there.
Yeah.
Like you do have a crowd. You have people that there are people that will love you and will
Yes.
cherish you and
Mhm.
care for you for the exact person that you are.
Yeah, and every scene in this movie is so important. Like, the
All of
one
them.
of the plot lines of this movie that I absolutely hated because it just made me mad. It's when he is dating Mary Elizabeth
Oh right, no, don't get me started.
and when they're in the circle and they're doing truth or dare and Patrick tells Charlie kiss the pretty I dare you to kiss the
Like,
prettiest girl in the room and he kisses
oh,
Sam instead of Mary Elizabeth who's his girlfriend at that time
right,
and poor thing he didn't I'm not saying what he did was okay, but at the same time, like again, Charlie has mental health issues. And again,
right,
this is not an excuse, but I'm saying I think he just has a hard time reading social cues. And he didn't know the history behind Mary Elizabeth and Sam. And it was just such a misunderstanding of his intentions. And I hated the way he was being
right, and it was
treated.
just like, because he just didn't know, like, he literally was it was the first thing that just happened,
It
and
was
it's like,
his instinct,
it
and he
wasn't
didn't know, and he didn't do it behind malintention to hurt somebody's feelings,
right,
but he was just being honest about his own feelings. And Mary Elizabeth didn't give him enough room to like even express how he actually felt in
hell,
being with her.
right, hell,
Like
you watch the movie,
literally,
she didn't give him room to breathe,
I mean, yeah,
like,
exactly. And my and it's so funny when like he goes back to hanging out with them again, and she's like, I just feel like our relationship was just too one sided. No shit, girl. You were talking the whole
right, like, oh
time.
my
And my
god.
favorite, it's so funny too between the parents where like he's explaining like when I come home, she immediately calls me even though I have nothing to talk about. And then he's in the
He
kitchen and like, and then the mom's like, she's on the phone right now. And his dad's like, Jesus Christ, I need to use the phone.
believes.
And she's like, you need to break up with her. Or when
Like,
she or
he
Jose.
leaves the phone in the room too. That
Yes, exactly.
little
And he comes back to the room and she's still
still talking.
talking.
She hasn't even noticed
And
that
then
he
he
was
tries to be like, "Hey, Mary Elizabeth, don't interrupt me." And it's so
like,
when he's talking about how when he's seeing things, he's seeing people's pain and he can't help but see it. And he's such an empath. And I felt that in my heart because ever since I was younger, I've always have felt or seen other people's pain, like, and have enveloped it into my own. And I have grown and tried very hard to separate their feelings from
all
me.
right,
And
because it's like when Ezra Miller tells him, like,
mhm,
you're like us. You see people and you know.
that you can't help them.
Right. Well, like, yeah. Well, he just says, and you know,
Hmm.
you're a wallflower.
Hmm.
Like,
And
and
that's the
it's
thing, the meaning of a wallflower. Like, it really is like you're an observant. You are an observant. And I think, I mean, he just feels everything. And I can so understand him in that sense of feeling too much and hating that you feel too much
hmm
and wanting and trying so hard to feel less. And it's so hard. And
oh god, I love
and
this movie.
this movie's so
It's
good, you
so
guys.
good.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
oh lord.
But getting into my fun facts of this movie, first one is the movie doesn't mention it explicitly, but Charlie is actually roughly the same age as Sam and Patrick. So his birthday's December 24th, right? We learned that it's on Christmas Eve.
Right.
And his cake, actually, in the movie, if you count, has 16 candles on it. So it's his 16th birthday. His birth is in December, right? So it suggests he would be an older freshman. Because when you're born a
Right.
little
There's the
bit
cutoffs.
after,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a cutoff date, right? So if he was a freshman, normally when you're a freshman and you're born before the cutoff date, you're 14.
Right.
If you're before, if you're born after the cutoff date, you're 15.
Right.
So actually, he's an older sophomore, or he's supposed to be. But the book states that Charlie was actually held back a year due to his emotional issues. So consequently,
Oh.
when Charlie turned 16, most of his senior friends were mostly 17. So there's this scene, I don't know if you remember it, where he is talking about how the excitement of his other friends, like getting accepted into college and
Right.
graduating.
Yeah.
And he has this moment of, I wish that was me. I wish I could feel excited about that because I think it's so much deeper because he should already be almost excited about that stuff. Like,
Right.
and that's why he's counting down the days of him being in high school because he knows that he could have had less, but because of his emotional issues, it held him back. So this movie just has so many layers and it's just,
Oh.
it makes that scene even more powerful. And because truthfully, I was never friends with upperclassmen. I just always felt like you're an upperclassman, I'm an underclassman. There is a line, I'm not going to cross it,
Right.
you know? But I knew a lot of people who were friends with upperclassmen and who had this emotional attachment to them too, because again, like they move on. You're a freshman and you're friends with seniors and they're already light years ahead of you, or it seems like they are because they're doing all these things to build their life after high school,
hmm
transferring into that adulthood. And you're still like behind, even though it's not your time yet. It will eventually be, but it makes you feel like this layer of loneliness that's underneath it. And
Right.
he expresses that so well in this movie. The next fact that I have in the Christmas party scene, Sam reads a card from Charlie because
Right.
remember, Charlie gives actually everybody gifts, not just the Secret
Just
Santa.
to make sure that he doesn't, make it obvious.
Yes, exactly. But in reality, Emma Watson was actually reading a personal note from the director slash writer, Stephen Chbosky.
Really?
That's why she was like holding it and like that emotionalness that she had in that movie. Because at this time, Sam's character is dating somebody else,
Right.
which his character pissed me off too.
Yeah, me too.
Me and Jose were rewatching because I've seen this movie before, so has Jose. But when we were watching this movie, I didn't realize how truly insufferable Craig was. I think it was Mary Elizabeth where she's like, "Yeah, Charlie writes poetry too. Don't you write poetry?" Like asking Craig, and Craig's like, "I don't write poetry. Poetry writes me." Like, dude, shut up. Next fact, which is my favorite one, there's a deleted scene that suggests that Candace informs Charlie that she is pregnant. and he takes her to a clinic to get an abortion.
Oh.
And she ultimately follows through with that abortion. But Stephen Chbosky stated that the scene was cut for mate and pacing, so basically for time.
Right.
But it's a particularly emotionally heavy scene, so there's a theory that the reason why it was actually cut out was because they wanted to keep this movie rated at PG-13 and really try to strain it because the line between PG-13 and rated R is so thin.
Oh, yeah, like, you're allowed to drop 1 F-bomb in a
Which is,
PG-13
to me,
movie.
I feel like there should be something in the middle, like rated 16 and up. You know what I mean? Because I feel like there's
Well,
something.
that's why they have MA, like, 17, right, and, like,
Right,
that kind
right,
of a thing.
exactly. It makes me so sad that they cut it out because it showcases the bond that Candace and Charlie actually have from older sister to younger brother. Oh, I'm gonna get emotional because I see me and you know, and it's so I felt like they should have kept this in. And who cares? Make it rated R. Like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like too when I wanted to watch movies that were rated R, mom watched them before to make sure there wasn't anything that would be like so bad,
Right,
and then she would watch them with me,
right.
you know? But I just hate that there were so many things that were cut out of this movie because of the fact they wanted to keep it PG-13. If you wanted to watch that scene, it is in the DVD Blu-ray edition of it. So I almost want to like go and find the
You
DVD.
could probably find it on
Yeah,
YouTube.
because it's not in the movie, but it's in like the special features
Right.
on the DVD. You know how I can go and
Oh,
like
yeah.
see all that stuff. So it's great. The last fact that I have in the film, Charlie enters a mental health facility after
Mhm.
attempting suicide. But in the book, he does not attempt suicide, but instead becomes catatonic after he recalls being sexually abused by his aunt Helen. In the book, his parents admit him when they can't get him to respond to anything, even when his father like reluctantly like hits him. Because again, you're catatonic. Like you're just no,
Yeah.
right, when you're in that
You
state.
literally nothing, like,
Like it's
you're basically vegetative.
the way that this movie did that whole scene of him having
Right,
his
'cause
emotional
he's, like,
breakdown.
calling Candace and, like, she, like,
Yes.
realizes and, like, yeah, it's, like,
It's
this whole thing even that still makes me cry.
yeah, no, it's
Like
so heavy because I think the shots of this movie too, where it's silent and it cuts to like the staircase, the kitchen,
right,
like it is beautiful because it is I can't even express the feeling when I first watched this movie because I read the book. Like I knew he wasn't going to commit suicide. I knew
right,
that's not how it
obviously,
ended.
right.
But when you watch the scene, your heart skips because it's like, oh my gosh, like did he? And I love how when you're showing the reason why he's breaking down is because of the sexual abuse that he endured, it's not explicitly shown. You get the idea.
Right, exactly.
And it is amazingly done in the most cinematic way I could honestly even picture it being done because it's like it goes back to our previous episode. We don't need to see graphicness.
Right,
We can get the idea. And it's just so powerful. It's even more powerful that way in my opinion. Getting into previously on the internet,
yeah. Oh.
um the Bad Bunny Super Bowl performance.
Oh, yeah, which, I mean,
We watched it.
yeah,
It was amazing. Green Day was amazing. I I love Green Day. I mean, we grew up listening to Green Day and other bands from that era and honestly, like it was just so powerful. I was excited and I just hate the fact that of course they censored it.
right,
And you can censor it all you want, but they get the idea.
right,
Um
exactly.
Bad Bunny's performance
It
so
was
powerful. And let me just say, we watched Kendrick Lamar's last year's
which also,
powerful and
uh,
amazing. And the fact that we get to tell our kids that the way that our parents say, yeah, we watch Michael Jackson's, like we watch Kendrick Lamar's, two messages that are the same but told but said in completely different ways. Kendrick Lamar took the more aggressive approach, which I love.
right,
You know, I've always been more of a aggressive approach girly when it comes to getting the point across. Versus Bad Bunny, he did the more gentle approach. He told it in a way of this is about unity. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you look like. We are supposed to be united together.
Right.
And the message that he had, the only thing more powerful than hate is love. And that's correct. This is a world where hate is so driven in so many people, where love is honestly a lost art, a lost language at this point. Like going back to our previous episodes where we do our rants, it's like no one knows how to talk to each other anymore.
Right.
And that is the problem we are having. And I got emotional watching it. And the reason why I got emotional watching it mostly, what really hit me was the wedding because I was looking at Jose and I was thinking to myself, I'm not going to have a wedding like this. I'm not going to have like, because we grew up, with like Mexican weddings and all of us being together in one room at family events in general, and there's not much of that anymore because of how divided things are in our family because of the way that they think and how wrong they are. They're on the wrong side of history. A lot of our family members are, and I'm not afraid to say that. I am so thankful that you, my boyfriend, our parents, our grandparents are not on that side. They are on the side of unity and love, and it is disgusting at this point that there is so many of our distant family members that we used to love and care about and spend time with each other are on the wrong side. And that's something I can appreciate about Bad Bunny's message and him shouting out every country that is America because mom made a point. Yes, United States, this is America, right? There's a reason why it's called South America, and there's a reason why North America is. They are all America. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You want to talk about what's American? Everyone in Canada and Mexico, Ecuador, Honduras, like just because you don't live in the United States doesn't mean you're not American. Does that make
Right.
sense? And I think too, like we really have to realize we are born here because of geographical luck.
Right. Well, yeah.
We are all just people. We should be in this together,
And
not against each
right.
other.
And it wasn't even just that. It was also like to me it was almost like a show of yeah, like we like as like Latinos, Hispanics, whatever, like there are so many of us. We are this country.
Mhm.
And no matter how hard you try, you are not going to get rid of us.
Yeah.
You're not. I had someone, I won't exactly get too explicit as to who, but someone in my circle of life that one person that had said, I just don't get the whole political. Why do we have to make everything so political? And I thought it was so funny. I thought it was so funny because I saw this happen in real time. I saw it happen
Mhm.
in real time because
Mhm.
I even said the word. I was halfway joking. I was like, "What? Why? You didn't like it because you couldn't understand a single word?"
Mhm.
And and he just goes, uh, well, it could have at least had subtitles or something. And I was like, "You gotta be joking."
Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance was in English and they didn't understand that one
Right.
either.
But then in my head, I'm just like, see, to you, it's too political.
Mhm.
To me, that's what was necessary
And here's the
because
thing.
it's only too political when it's not important to you.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny because this is another person who will say that he loves all people or whatever. It's one of those,
Mhm.
and I think that's so funny because you can say all that, but when it comes down to the wire, right there, your true colors just showed.
Yeah.
I just saw that from you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I
And
just saw that from you.
the thing is, we're no Sabo kids, right?
Right.
So I hate that term, and we can get into that
Oh
conversation
yeah. I
another
mean, it
day.
literally just means no speak. Like
Yeah, like
speak
we
Spanish,
don't speak
not
Spanish.
fluently at
Not
least.
right. We can understand it, and even then, like
We can speak it to a degree, but
exactly us not being able to speak the language fluently or understand it fluently, we didn't understand a lot of the words either. Because also too, the way Bad Bunny speaks Spanish is completely different from how
Right,
other Latinos and
right,
Hispanics
he's Puerto
speak Spanish.
Rican.
Yeah, exactly, Puerto Rican, and that's, like, so different dialect. They speak it quickly, they speak it more, like, just rapidly.
Right,
With that being said, we watched it, maybe not understanding every single word either, but we got the message regardless. We are not a political podcast.
right,
This is a podcast that is meant to just talk about media and pop culture and fun and film and music. But here's the thing, politics is in media. And the thing that I also want to say about this too is because, again, we don't speak Spanish, right? I used to feel so insecure about that. And I often still do. And it makes me sad that when there's people that only speak Spanish, I can't help them at my job. I can't communicate with them very well. Like, to get a little personal, like my boyfriend, his mom speaks solely Spanish, and he has to be the interpreter whenever we visit her. And it breaks my heart that I can't converse with her because of me not knowing how to speak Spanish like I should, because it's part of my culture.
right,
But at the same time, it is not our fault. And my boyfriend understands that. There's a lot of people that are Hispanic and Latinos that don't understand that. They shame us.
right,
And that's a lot. And I had to really get into why did it make me so angry when I heard people speaking Spanish, and I'm just like, I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, why did I get frustrated? And then I really dug deep, and it's because I'm insecure about it. The bottom line is, we wouldn't be here living in this country if it wasn't for someone generations before us that's made the sacrifice to come over here so that generations after them could have a better life with better opportunities and better resources. That is privilege. And to have something like that, that makes it so rich. And what I'm realizing, especially with members in our family, the reason why they are on the wrong side of history is because they are insecure. How pathetic of you to be insecure about your bloodline, about your heritage. That is shameful. It's a huge slap in the face to whoever made that sacrifice to come over here so that you can have a better life. A big slap in the face. And that's why I hate when people are like, it's not that serious. It is that serious. It very much is. You will not be at my wedding when I am marrying my boyfriend. Because why would I put him and his family in an environment where there's people, where they're surrounded by so many people that think they don't have the right to be here? My boyfriend's a birthright citizen. That is something so special. And they want to take that away from him. Why would I do that? Why would I surround myself by people who genuinely have so much hate in their heart? You have an ugly soul. You have a black aura, and I don't want to be near that. And I shouldn't be condemned for not wanting to be near that. Our mother should not be questioned. Why do your kids think this way? Why are your kids so woke? I'd rather be known as too woke than as a bigot.
yeah, honestly,
Calling me too woke is not an insult to me. You're weird. And going to our mother and questioning, your kids are this, your kids are that, why are your kids this way? You didn't raise your kid. First of all, don't ever question why we are the way that we are, because our mother raised us to fight for what we believe in. Our mother raised us to love anybody.
mhm,
Doesn't matter their religion, their culture, their color of their skin,
their
their
orientation,
sexual orientation, where they come from. It does not matter. We were always raised to treat people with respect.
right,
And that is why so many of my family members are lucky that I still have respect and decorum, because if it wasn't for my mom and raising me with some class and to have manners at the very least, I honestly, my mouth would literally run miles. I'd be in everybody's faces. But I have a life.
Right.
I don't have the time to go on Facebook and argue with every single family member that is a bigot, truthfully.
Right. I mean, who does?
I mean, a lot of people do. They do actually. The bigots do. So get a life. Um, but not only that, like we were radicalized at a very young age and not on purpose.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Like a little bit of a history of how I got radicalized. I went through this phase of wanting to read diaries when I was little. I loved books. I loved reading. I was in the school library and I wanted to read diaries of like books that were told in like first person point of view, right? In diary form. And I had OCD like really bad. I wanted to do it in alphabetical order. Like it would be like diary of so and so, right? The first one was Anne Frank. I was in 4th grade. You don't learn about the Holocaust until you're like in middle school.
yeah.
So I picked it up innocently, not knowing that this was a true story, not knowing the true history behind it. I'm like, who is Anne Frank? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm reading it. I take it home, I read it, and my mom's seeing me read this, and she's like, are you learning about that in school? And I'm like, learning about who? Learning
Mm-mm.
about what? I'm so confused on like why she's interrogating me on why I'm reading this. And she's like, do you know who that is? And I'm just like, I don't know. Her name's Anne Frank. Like,
Mm-mm.
I have no idea what you're talking about. And mom, I remember putting the Anne Frank movie on and showing me like this is there was a book, there was a movie based off this book. Let's watch it. And still wasn't clicking that this was a true story. And then my mom said that actually happened. People were treated so horribly because of what they looked like, because of what they believed in. And we are seeing it happen in real time. So when I post the things that I do or repost the things that I do, and there's family members that are like coming to my mom and like, oh my God, your daughter is just so this and so that. Like, yeah, because this is a civil war that we're fighting now. And it's something that I'm so passionate about for a reason because it's not just going to affect me, it affects people that I love, it affects people like in the future. And I can't wrap my brain around people being so hateful towards other people based off of where they come from. Like I just that's mental illness. You have a mental illness if you literally wake up and are like, I hate this person because of where they came from, or they don't belong here because of this. You need to seek help. And that is a message that I do not care to get across. I don't care whose feelings get hurt. I don't care who watches this and takes it personal.
Oh yeah.
Take it personal because then maybe you should self reflect on who you are as a person, what you have in your heart. Because I don't have hate like that in my heart. The only people that I actually can sit here and say that I loathe is people like you who have hate in your heart because of things that people can't control. You can't control what color your skin is. You can't control where you were born based off of geography. Like, are we joking?
Yeah. I mean,
And I don't, I'm completely at peace with never seeing certain family members or certain people ever again because of this. Because it's not even just about racism anymore. It's now about children and protecting children and seeing what we are seeing unfold in real time. And you're still standing 10 toes behind an administration that would spit in your face if they knew what your bloodline was. Give me a fucking break.
yeah, it's a lot, and I mean, with that is just a lot of navigation and just doing our part.
Yeah. And that is speaking up about things.
Hmm.
But like I said, we're not a political podcast, but we can't just stay silent about what's going on. And
Yeah, there had to have been at least a point where we talked about something like this
yeah,
because obviously it is important. Obviously, we are Latino, and I mean, obviously we're not on the wrong side of this. That's for
yeah,
sure. So,
definitely not.
but
How can I say Hunger Games is my favorite movie of all time and be on the wrong side of history?
how can anyone be a Star Wars fan and still
Be on the
be
wrong side of
behind this
history. Yeah. How
administration?
can you listen to bands like Green Day and still stay on the wrong side of history? I'm very
I very
confused.
very confused. It all it's just it's not clicking.
It's
You
not
know,
clocking to
how
you that
can
we're
you
standing
how
on
can you listen
business
to
right now.
punk music and still not be against the system? Like, what are you
Exactly. It
talking
just
about?
doesn't make any sense to me and it never will make sense to me. Like I said, it's mental illness. I'm just proud to say that when my kids are in the future looking at the history of what was going on right now, 20, 30 years from now, and they ask me where I stood on it, I can look my kids in the eye and say where I stood on it
Right,
and be proud of that and
right.
raise them to be the same way. But let's move on to
Yeah,
our last segment.
yeah.
All right, diving into our
Or
last segment,
yeah,
weekly hyperfixation.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Obviously, I've been, I don't know, so far, obviously, so far, I've been, doing, I mean, having a lot of just songs really because I've been, which, I watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World again yesterday.
I've never seen that movie.
It is so good, and even this first, it's a stacked cast too. I know you would
Yeah,
love this movie.
I really want to watch. Should we watch
Um,
it tonight?
we actually, yeah, I'm really down
Let's
to
watch it
watch it. To
tonight.
watch it again. I love it because it's even because for my first mention of this, Black Sheep in that because it's a song in there that's done by the band. I think it's the band Metric
I
and
know what
Brie
song you're talking
Larson.
about.
Yeah, because Brie Larson does the vocal. That's her singing in
Where
that
it's
song.
like, "Hello
Hello
again,
again,
friend
friend
of."
of a
Oh, she
friend.
ate. She
Yeah, she
ate.
did.
She
Like
did. She
that
ate.
song has been on repeat.
Uh,
It's so like I love the guitar in that. It is such a
the bass
hardcore
in
song.
that is so good. The
It's
drums,
it's so and just I
it's so
like
good.
who knew Brie Larson could sing like this? Like it's like she sounds and also not to mention in this movie, Brie Larson is fine as hell. Like god dang. But just thought I should mention like if you haven't A watched Scott Pilgrim, go watch it. B if you haven't just listened
To the
to the song,
soundtrack,
yeah, to the
yeah.
soundtrack or just that song Black Sheep, go listen to it. It is so good for no good reason.
It should
Like
not belong in a movie.
should not
Just
belong in a
kidding.
movie. Like, next one on my list is "One for the Road" by Arctic Monkeys. I might have mentioned this, like maybe last week or a couple. I honestly can't remember, but it is such a great song. Like, it is another one of those. There's so much of Arctic Monkeys music that's just meant to be played on a night drive. I
Mm,
swear,
mhm.
because the way their guitars, like the way they play their guitars, it just feels like it belongs in the night. Like you feel
Yeah.
like you should be just driving with windows down. Like I don't know what it is, but it's like I want to put more than half of Arctic Monkeys discography in movies. Like
Yeah.
cuz they're so good to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, but they really are. Next one is a kind of a really like hard throwback low key. Runaway Baby by Bruno Mars.
Oh my gosh, I've been loving Bruno Mars lately.
I specifically this song has crack in it. I was listening to it all day yesterday on Valentine's Day, which I love because the whole merit of the song is he tells every girl to run away because he
Yeah.
is just trouble. Like
Yeah.
it's great. I love it. I love the song. Next one is Earrings by Malcolm Todd. That's my music fixation. However, my media fixation really, the Office Superfan episodes are a goldmine. Like I love them to death. They are, in fact, they are proof to me that The Office should have been a more longer form TV show, honestly, than just like a 30-minute sitcom. Because like there's so many funny moments that are
Yeah.
in the show and they were cut out for purely time reasons. Like
Mhm.
they're funny. Like it's so great to watch them and just see the expansions on a lot of these scenes or whatever. Because I love The Office. Arianna is actually the person who got me into watching The Office.
Mhm.
Um, like they're so good. And then I also rewatched Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes yesterday,
Oh yeah.
and Oh, I love Arianna kind of adds me for this because I Catching Fire comes at very hell. I might even say tie,
Mhm.
but I love, love, love Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
I
It
think
is
Marcus just loves a tortured male in
maybe,
movies and
maybe,
just I mean,
maybe
the same way that I love a woman
right.
protagonist or even antagonist, you know
Right,
what I
and
mean?
maybe that's it, and we will see how true that reigns given this next movie.
Given Sunrise on the Reaping coming
Mhm,
in November, which I'm like, "Can I have it now?"
right? But
Can we get a sneak peek? Invite us to the premiere.
right? Like, please, please, God, if we I hope we blow up by then.
That is actually
Please,
like my
God.
only goal right now is to get
Yes.
invited to the Sunrise on the Reaping premiere.
You wouldn't hear me complain for the next year.
You would never hear me complain for the rest of my life. I quite literally love Hunger Games, and I mean, I love Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes too. Like Rachel Zegler, when we first watched this movie in theaters, Jose looked at me and he's like, "Is that you?" And I'm like, "You would know if I was in a Hunger Games movie. I wish that was me." Rachel Zegler and I get well, as if she knows. But I get told I look like Rachel Zegler a lot, which is a big compliment to me. I think she's gorgeous. I think she's so talented. Okay, have you heard her belt?
Yeah, no,
Have you heard her sing?
she is a very
She's
I mean, I
amazing.
just watched Songbird.
Well, not even just that. Even she's a more of a theater
Oh,
actor.
yeah, right, even in her,
She makes me want
'cause
to
she
do
did West Side
theater.
Story.
She did West Side Story, and she also has done other things in the actual theater. But she's an amazing singer.
Well, yeah, that's it for my fixations for the week.
Cool.
How
My
about you?
turn. Getting into my weekly hyperfixations, I haven't really been hyperfixated on anything really. I try to get into Love is Blind. Do you know what Love is Blind is? It's
Yes.
that reality TV show on Netflix. It's a dating show where they're in the pods, they don't know what each other looks
Right,
like.
yeah.
Yes, and they end up proposing to each other and getting married. Yeah, it I loved the first season when this show first came out during COVID. I loved it. And then over time, the seasons just started falling really flat. And I don't know what it is, but I've been trying to get into this new season because this is the 10th season they've released now.
Damn, mhm.
Yeah, because I they do it twice a year. So, um, yeah, they do it twice a year, so that's why there's so many already, and they have different versions of different countries, even like
Oh,
how Love
right.
Island
Right.
has them. But I just can't get into it. Like I'm trying very hard, but it's so
It's
boring.
just
Like
dry too.
it's so dry and they did a season based off because now before I think they got people from different states, but now they do it state based.
Oh, state
Like
by state. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
by state. So last season was actually people that solely lived in Denver or in Colorado. I didn't watch that one on purpose because I saw the cast and I saw the people. I had no interest. I was just like, nor. I don't have any interest in what I'm about to watch, so I'm not gonna watch the state that I live in for
Right.
season. So this season it's actually in Ohio. And the only reason why I wanted to watch this, because again, like I used to love this show. I wanted to give it a second try and it's not working. So not hyper fixated on that. And um but what I am now looking forward to, oh, music wise too, I really haven't been hyper fixated on anything new. Still Party Next Door. I'm just so obsessed with Party Next Door. But instead of being hyper fixated on something, there is certain things that are going to come out that I am excited to watch.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned
Oh,
Forbidden
yeah.
Fruits.
Forbidden Fruits. I am actually really excited about this movie. I love a good, like, psychological, like, thriller.
Uh huh.
And it seems to be more or less of, like, the premise of this. It's, like,
Right.
a lot of like kind of just like abnormal happenings
Mm-hmm.
and like relationships falling apart and like kind of just tension between characters and that kind of a thing and touches on a lot of it seems like what would be social norms and like
Mm.
that like it seems like a meta commentary on a lot of things especially within like female relationships.
Mm-hmm.
There's even a line in the trailer where Lily Reinhardt's character says like you, because like one of the characters like I thought I was your best friend and she goes, you know, I don't like hierarchy in female relationships or like whatever. Like,
Mm.
so it seems to be like a bit of like a meta commentary on things like that. And I'm here for it. The cast looks stacked. We
Yeah.
have like Lola Tongue, Victoria. I cannot pronounce her last name for the life of me.
Victoria.
From you,
Oh, Victoria
yeah,
Pedretti.
Victoria Bedretti.
Lily
Lily
Reinhart.
Reinhart, but
I'm actually
yeah, it's a
excited for that.
stacked cast and it looks really good. Yeah,
I've been seeing the promo clips, so I'm excited to watch it.
I'm
So
excited. I'm just excited to see Lily Reinhart acting again. To
I
be honest with you,
honestly
I'm
just want to go to the movie theater.
right. Like I want to
I've been
go.
craving it. I mean, I've always wanted to do the memberships,
Right,
especially through AMC because their membership seems very more promising. However, the only thing that's missing from the AMC membership, you can't bring a buddy.
that's
It's not
yeah,
included. You have to you have to like for example, I was hoping that I get the AMC membership and I could just bring Jose along and he's included because it's like a buddy pass sort of thing,
right,
right?
exactly.
Well, it's a movie theater, not a gym, unfortunately. You can't that's not how that works. The other person has to have also a movie theater membership through AMC. Well, just, in general cuz and I'm saying the AMC one because the AMC one seems more worth it. I believe it's 25 bucks a month. You get to watch an unlimited amount of movies. I believe you get 4 movies per week of that month. So that's a lot of movies. And not just movies, just a lot of times you can go to the theater. And you get I believe you get like a free popcorn. Um and there's other perks and benefits of it, but
Not to
aside
mention,
from
it
that,
might save you a lot of money on some first dates.
right, it might save you a lot of money, but that's the thing. You would think, "Oh, this should have a bring a buddy pass."
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because I would have loved, like, let you to also get the membership and oh, like, cool, but unfortunately, like, you would also have to have it in order for the membership to even be, I guess, honored. Does that
Right.
make sense?
No, yeah.
It's so dumb, in my opinion, because it's great. You get all these perks, and again, $25 a month to watch an unlimited amount of movies in theater. That's great
That
to
pays
me.
for itself in less than 2 visits.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
And I struggle with like, is it worth it though? Like a $25 subscription? Like, you get what I'm saying?
but again, pays for itself in less
Exactly.
than
So
2,
get
like
one.
yeah.
But that's the thing, Jose has a lot of like he pays for a lot of the streaming service subscriptions. Like,
Right.
poor thing, I don't want him to pay for another
Oh,
one.
yeah,
You know what I
like
mean? And then what if like life gets busy? We don't go to the movie theater often. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
yeah,
Well,
but
now it's half of our whole point, so,
exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
It's so AMC. They're not watching this.
Please
If
sponsor.
sponsor us, one, two, bring a buddy for that
Alright, yeah,
membership. Like,
like,
add that
goddamn.
to a perk. You know what I mean? I think that would have make that I think you would get a lot more customers that way, and you would get a lot more membership sales that way as well. So
Mhm.
that's just me.
And that's everything you have for this?
Yeah, that's it.
Fantastic.
Thank you for watching this episode of Rated R for Relatives. If you have any feedback or any suggestions to improve our podcast,
Of course.
essentially, feel free to comment down below and subscribe for
Or
more
message us
content.
privately if you
Or
actually know
yeah,
us. Mhm.
we open our DMs pretty often,
Yeah.
so you can do that as well. That concludes our 7th episode. Thank you
Yeah.
for tuning in. Bye.